Welcome class 12. Welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. This video is for class 12 nutrition. The chapter what I will continue today is the digestive system, and this video is part 8. In the previous video, we completed the part of small intestine. Today I will start with the large intestine. So it is also a very important part of the GI tract, which comes after the small intestine and it will continue till the anus. Okay, so very first, this is about 1.5 meter long. 1.5 meter long, and begins with the cecum and terminate in the part of the rectum and anus. So it is actually the last part of the digestive tract. Next, so its lumen is about 6.5 centimeter in diagram, larger than that of the small intestine. It forms an arc around the coiled up small intestine. The large intestine can be divided into the following parts. Which are they? The parts of large intestine. The first part is cecum. Second one, ascending colon. Third one, transverse colon. Fourth one, descending colon. Fifth one, sigmoid colon. Sixth one, rectum. And the final is anal canal. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts of the large intestine, and now I will discuss these parts starting with cecum. Okay, so this is the first part of the large intestine and is a dilated region which has a blind end inferiorly. The vermiform appendix is a fine tube closed at one end which leads from the cecum. It is usually about 8 to 9 centimeter long. So the cecum is 8 to 9 cm long, and starting from vermiform appendix, so the appendix is actually not at all working now, because vermiform appendix used to help to digest the cellulose, but now it is not working in our body. So it is the extra organ for us, and sometimes if the appendix, some food are entering in this appendix part, it inflamed and it start paining, and then have to surgery it out, and it have to taken from the body. Okay, taken out from the body. So it is not at all working. The second part is the ascending colon. This passes upward from the cecum to the level of the liver, where it curves actually to the left to become the transverse colon. So it is the intermediate part. Next, the part comes like transverse colon. It is a loop of colon that extends across the abdominal cavity in front of the duodenum and the stomach to the area of the spleen and curves downwards became the descending colon. So these all are the parts came one after another. The next is descending colon. What is it? Like this passes down the left side of the abdominal cavity. This curves towards the midline. After it enters to the true pelvis, it is known as the sigmoid colon. So the next part is sigmoid colon. Here the part is S-shaped. That is why it's called the sigmoid colon, and continues downward to the rectum. So rectum is the part, it's slightly dilated section of the colon. It's about 13 centimeter long. 13 centimeter long, and it leads from the sigmoid colon to the anal canal. So the final part of this digestive tract, GI tract, is the anal canal, and this is the short passage, is about 3.8 centimeter long. 3.8 centimeter long and in adult, and leads from the rectum to the exterior part. By this canal, the undigested particles, undigested food came out from our body. So, two sphincter muscle control the anus. One is internal sphincter and the second is external sphincter. Both internal and external. Both sphincters are present in this part, formed by skeletal muscle and it's under voluntary control. Okay, so the control done by the two type of the sphincters muscle. These all are the sphincters. Okay, internal sphincter and the external sphincter. Next, I am going to the functions of the large intestine. Okay. So the absorption of the amount water, vitamins, minerals and the drugs are happening in this part of the large intestine. Next, the large intestine is heavily colonized by certain types of the bacteria. Many of the bacteria present are forming the colons in this part. Which are they? Like the many of the Escherichia coli, like Enterobacter species and the Streptococcus, then the Clostridium, many of them are present. Okay, they also help in the synthesis of vitamin K and folic acid. Synthesis of vitamin K and folic acid. Okay. Next, the large intestine does not exhibit peristaltic movement as in other parts of the digestive system tract. Okay, only at fairly long interval does a wave of strong peristalsis sweep along the transverse colon, and it is known as the mass movement. Like when a hard strong peristalsis come, then the external food, the food materials which are stored in the rectum, the digestible, undigestible food products and excretory parts, these are being going from the body by this anal canal. The parts help in defecation, that is removal of the undigested matters in the body. So it is the main function of this part, large intestine, the last part of the large intestine, that is anal canal. It helps in the defecation. So by this I have completed the parts of the digestive tract. In the next video we will start with the digestive glands and accessory organs. Till then, thank you.